Welcome back, everybody. These are the horror films, the best horror films that scared everybody in 1975. You know which movies came out in 1975. Some of the biggest blockbusters of horror films came out that year. Let's check out the films that scared audiences worldwide. The best horror films of 1975. The Giant Spider Invasion. Giant spiders from another dimension invade Wisconsin. This movie was scary. I think it was made for TV. Maybe not. But these spider movies scared everybody. The best horror film of all time, to most, is Jaws. Released in 1975. When a killer shark unleashes chaos on a beach community off Cape Cod, it's up to a local sheriff, a marine biologist, and an old seafarer to hunt the beast down. Trilogy of Terror, Karen Black. 3 bizarre horror stories, all of which star Karen Black in 4 different roles, playing 4 tormented women. This movie is scary. Alucarda, Dracula spelled backwards. After the death of her parents, a young girl arrives at a convent and brings a sinister presence with her. Alucarda. Next up we have is the Manchas de Sangre en un Coche Nuevo. Driving home in a brand new Volvo his wealthy wife gave him for his birthday, Ricardo comes upon a smoking overturned auto with a man and boy trapped. Soon, people get killed. Criminally insane. An obese woman, recently released from an insane asylum, kills anyone who attempts to get her to stop eating. Now this is obviously a cheesy movie, but it's good. Deep Red. A jazz pianist and a wisecracking journalist are pulled into a complex web of mystery after the former witnesses the brutal murder of a psychic. Next up we have is The Dead Don't Die. In the 1930s, a sailor trying to prove that his brother was wrongly executed for murder finds himself becoming drawn into the occult world. The Dead Don't Die. Frozen Scream. Mad scientists turn people into frozen zombies, and the zombies wreak havoc and kill people. I love this. They should remake this for 2024. Frozen Scream. I love it. Sharon's Baby. A woman gives birth to a baby, but this is no ordinary baby. The child is seemingly possessed by the devil. Sharon's Baby. Kiss of the Tarantula. A disturbed teenage girl unleashes her pet tarantula against her enemies. So now here's a spider tarantula killing people. Next up we have is Legend of the Werewolf. Paris, 19th century. A man who has been raised by wolves works at a zoo, but on the full moon night he transforms into a dangerous beast. Legend of the Werewolf. Autopsy. A young pathology doctor interning in a morgue tries to cope with a wave of suicides. Autopsy. This movie is scary. Next up we have is a slasher horror. Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary. An American artist with a penchant for drinking blood begins seducing and dispatching residents of a small fishing town in Mexico. Mary, Mary, Bloody Mary. Night of the Howling Beast. Waldemar Daniski, the renowned adventurer, joins an expedition to find the Yeti in the Himalayas. Night of the Howling Beast. Next up we have is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. A newly engaged couple have a breakdown in an isolated area and must seek shelter at the bizarre residence of Dr. Frankenfurter. The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Poor Pretty Eddie. A wrong turn on jazz singer Elizabeth Worthley's road trip in the American South results in her car breaking down near an isolated lodge. Race with the Devil. 2 couples vacationing together in an RV from Texas to Colorado are terrorized after they witness a murder during a satanic ritual. Satan's Black Wedding. A man travels to another city for his sister's funeral to try and find out why she killed herself. Next up we have is Terror of Frankenstein. Victor Frankenstein's search for the secret of life leads to the creation of a monster that consumes his life and his family. Terror of Frankenstein. The Astrologer. A scientist who works for a secret government agency that studies zodiac signs finds himself against a dangerous Indian cult led by a powerful, enigmatic man. The Ghoul. A former priest named Dr. Lawrence harbors a dark and horrible secret in his attic. The Ghoul, featuring Peter Cushing. Next up we have is The House of Exorcism. A troubled priest attempts to exorcise the soul of a tourist who has been possessed by the devil after witnessing supernatural events at a Spanish villa. Last Stop on the Night Train. A pair of psychotic hoodlums and an equally demented nymphomaniac woman terrorize two young girls on a train trip from Germany to Italy. L'assassino incontenuto ad uccidere ancora. It's Italian. I can't read Italian. Giorgio is a greedy adulterer who makes a deal with a serial killer to dispose of his wealthy wife. So that movie's good. The Devil's Reign. A Satanist cult leader is burnt alive by the local church. The Devil's Reign. Shivers. The residents of a suburban high-rise apartment building are being infected by a strain of parasites that turn them into mindless, sex-crazed fiends, out to infect others by the slightest sexual contact. Warlock Moon. A college girl meets a reporter. They take a trip to the country and they wind up meeting a creepy old woman who lives in a closed-down resort. Those were the horror films of 1975. Those are the best horror films that came out that year. Most notably, Jaws #1. You had films like Black Christmas. What other films that came out that year? I already forgot. But Black Christmas was scary. Jaws, obviously Jaws scared everybody. Everybody was scared by Jaws. You were scared by Jaws. I was scared by Jaws. I saw it in the drive-in theater in 1975. I was a little kid at the time, but I remember it vividly. And ever since 1982, I haven't been to the beach because of Jaws. So I can swim. I used to love the beach, but then I saw Jaws, and I don't need to go to the beach. So that's just the way it is. What other films came out in 1975, horror films that you know of that I may have left out on my list? It's probably improbable, possible, but improbable, because pretty much I cover every single movie that comes out of all the genres. I just do. I'm just joking. Alright, I'm Tony. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.